a great success. And thanks to Her Highness Sheikh Fatima bint Mubarak for her unlimited support of horses and for women jockeys and sport in general. I'd like to thank Lara also for making all these arrangements. Believe me, it's not easy to have 600 people, managing them to come, to fly them all here.
That is true.
Morocco. And not only here, but more than 80 countries around the world every year. So it's not an easy task. But she's capable to do that. And she has the trust and confidence of His Highness Sheikh Mansoor. Well deserved.
Thank you.
And thank you, Tomo, for making this conference and other events very energetic. We had a good session today, just a few minutes ago. So we are all pumped up for a big day, the finale of the conference. And hopefully tomorrow we have another great day to wrap up this great conference. The future of Arabian horses is very bright, as you all witness from all the events, from all the gatherings, conferences we have around the year for many years. This is the 8th conference, and it's going, and it will be going on for many years to come. For me, I think it is the time to sit down and look into the past, because you will learn from the past. As our leader, Sheikh Zayed, said, those who have no past will have no future or present. So it's from your past that you will learn for the present and for the future. So I think it's time to reflect on the past and to learn from our mistakes before our achievements. What we have seen in the past, tremendous efforts have been done. But I think it's time now to set up a strategic plan. It's a midterm, long-term plan for the future. And start thinking of that, this conference to be turned into a forum, because forum will encompass everyone. And also, it's not only about people coming here and talking and workshops, but also it will be a platform for the sponsors to show their products, for those who are in the horse racing business to come and show what they have, so we can learn from them also. So this is one, the strategic plan. The marketing, also worldwide marketing, because as we see, majority of our sponsors are from UAE, but we need more participation worldwide. And also for the upcoming or next conference, I would like to see that people coming to the conference or to the forum will be presenting scholastic papers. So once we invite people around the world to present their papers, and then we come up with recommendations at the end of each conference. So I think if we take that path, that route, I think we will see the fruit of our work very soon, and it will be very successful.
Doc, thank you. Sami, you see it from all sides. Yes. Former boss of Qatar Racing, chairman of IFAR, former jockey trainer. I know as a jockey some people might find that hard to believe. But Sami, you see it from all sides. You look after sponsors, you look after horses.
Yes.
How do you see the future?
Okay, good morning everybody. First I would like to thank His Highness Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed and Nahyan for the beautiful conference. It has been moved from country to the other country. And also, I would like to thank Lara Sawaya to give me an opportunity to speak to you and to the world. I want to go back, I will say, like 20 years ago. That time, we have racing, but Arabian horses is not recognized anywhere. Even in the race day of thoroughbreds, they don't put them in a race card. They have special A4 paper or whatever. We are not exist, it looks like. But then it's moved slowly, slowly, and there is a lot of guys, I call them heroes. They've been fighting to put the Arabian horses in the race card. Of course, with the support of the United Arab Emirates, State of Qatar, Sultanate of Oman, and many countries, and Bahrain also, they support Arabian horses all over the world, and that's why we move slowly, slowly up to get to the race card in the major races in the world. Like, if you look at now, if you open race card of Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, you will see there is Qatar Arabian World Cup. It's a big race. And you go anywhere, even in Dubai World Cup, you open the race card, you will see there is Khayla Classic, Arabian horses, and this has been run for a long time, and that's one of the biggest supports to help the Arabian horses. Also, that time we were linked to one, I will say, committee in ICAO as just looking after racing commission, they call them. But then all these countries, I remember it's about like 10 or 12 countries, we get together and then we establish IFAR like over 10 years ago, like 13, 14 years ago. And IFAR, it works really hard. All these people in IFAR, the expertise, the technical people, the handicapper, they work really hard. We create a pattern race committee, and then all the races now all over the world for Arabians, they are ranking. They are either like listed or handicap or group races. And this is beautiful to see Arabian horses run in the international race card racing and also to run under ranking like as group races. And from that point, I will see like also Sheikh Mansour's festival has helped a lot. And that's why we all get together. I think before 7 or 8 years ago, there's not many people know each other here. And now, since all these years, everybody knows each other. Everybody knows what's they are doing, and there is also solve a lot of problems. They cannot go with the horses. Horses, they are exhausted. They reach the race day, but they are exhausted. They cannot do anything, and that's why they have sort of problem. I think we have to get together, especially the neighbor country. They have to solve the problems, and that's majority in the GCC countries, because they have this kind of borders, get a little bit difficulty with some horses. That's what we have to solve. Also, we have to solve the paperwork, the vetting, all that kind of stuff. We have to solve it for the future. The sheikhs, the states, the countries, they support, but we need to help each other as management below that level. And that's what I look, and that's the future will look beautiful. Thank you very much.
Well done, Sammy. You know, we're talking about the future. Omar Scali, we're talking about the future. You've brought the future to Morocco, to Marrakesh. It's incredible. You've built the world's newest racecourse, and it all starts tomorrow. And basically, the majority of it is pure bred Arabian racing. What are your thoughts?
So, thank you very much. Hello, everybody, and once again, welcome here in Morocco and Marrakesh. For me, the future is 3 words: globalization, communication, or media and education. When I started in Sorek, now 8 years ago, I was not from this industry, from horse industry, or even from racing, or even from sports, because sports and racing, you know, there is some thing in similar. But when I came, the first thing I did is to travel and to go to meet people, to see, to benchmark, to see how things are done in all over the world. And also I try to convince, to ask to our breeders, our owners, our jockeys to travel, to go abroad to see how racing is. So that's the globalization. For the media or communication, it's very important, I think, for us, as I try to do here in Morocco for years and years, is to communicate. For example, for media or for people, I mean, the people, they don't know, for example, that in our sports that we have such number of anti-dumping analysis. For example, in Morocco, it's more than 10 times the number of analyses we are doing in comparison with all the other sports together. And it's the same, I think, the figures in France, and I suppose it's the same figures in other countries. That we must, I think we have to communicate on such data, such information with people, because they say, okay, racing, but we have the video as football now. They are thinking they are talking about video, but we have video for years and years with details. We have anti-doping. We have all the rules. Everything is done, and we have to speak about that. We have to make people to know that there are such things, such serious and professionalization in racing organization that make them come. They may discover this sport. They may love this sport, like we all love it. And the three thing is education. We try in Morocco. We started a jockey school. We organize a lot of seminars that make owners, breeders, jockeys, and all the players in Morocco to be aware of the last things that we do in all over the world. That's why this kind of festival, this kind of conferences are very important. Why? Because we have globalization. We meet all together, all each other, and we know each other, as Sami said, now and not before. And also media. We have media. We are on air now, and also education with all these conferences. So that's why we have to thank once again Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed and Nahyan for his involvement in this industry and for organizing this kind of meetings, and also to thank Lara for the organization, the quality of organization that make us share our experiences, share our knowledge, and to make us know each other. And thank you very much.
Well done. I'm going to call you Mr. Motivator. Wonderful. Omar, terrific. Edward, as a sponsor, how do you think that you can improve things as a sponsor through what you do in National Feed and Flour?
First of all, good morning. Over the last couple of days, I've been listening to the different panels and learning from the different experiences, the major experiences present in this room. As a sponsor, when we were presented the opportunity to be the associate partner of His Highness Sheikh Mansour's Arabian Horse Racing Festival 2 years ago, we evaluated the opportunity and we tried to portray how the future of National Feed and Flour will be aligned with His Highness's Arabian Horse Racing Festival. And when we saw alignment between our strategic views and the strategic views of the festival, we decided to shake hands and partner. This is the building block of any successful partnership. When we talk about sponsorships, companies, whether UAE-based or globally based, they need to see value in what they are sponsoring. I'm very happy to say that our ambitions, many of our ambitions, were achieved over the last couple of years. At National Feed, we are trying to promote our brand globally. The same way the festival is trying to promote its brand. We are trying to position ourselves in different markets where we see value, the same way the festival is doing today. We want to build economies of scale, what we call in business economies of scales, what we call in the festival reach. Put our product on the map, put Arabian horse racing on the map, where people don't know it exists. people in the GCC, in the UAE, in Qatar, or Oman are very familiar with the product. People abroad, in Europe, in the US, are much less familiar. I think the festival, since we've been aligned, has done major steps in promoting Arabian horse racing in the different continents. In the first panel, where with the breeders, you know, there was Mr. Isam Abdullah, Mr. Khalid Nabuda, who talked about not having problems with quantities, but having problems with quality. Quantity at the birth stage is very important. You cannot promote a product that doesn't exist. You cannot promote Arabian horse racing in America if there's no race. You have to have the race first. You have to put your product out there for people to see it. Same for us. We cannot advertise a feed, and then when a consumer goes to an outlet to buy it, it doesn't exist. Your advertisement is gone. So I think the festival has done a great job. Lara has done a great job in putting the product out there first. And then once the product is out there and people see it and reach it and feel it, then comes the harder part, which is improving this product. Working on the quality of the product. I think the combination or the balance of quality versus quantity has been great. But there's always steps to improve, right? We always, that's what we do every day, is try to improve ourselves, our product, our companies, our festivals. So I think everybody around the room, including ourselves at National Feeder and Flower, are grateful to His Highness Sheikh Mansoor for his contribution, for what he's done to Arabian horses. And I think it's our duty as a team to build on this initiative and progress it.
Edward, thank you. You talk about a team there. Boutros, you and your team have built Emirates Airlines into one of the, well, certainly the most successful airline in the world, one of the most successful businesses in the world. How do you see the future of Arabian racing? What can you tell us that would improve our product and turn us into the world's number one?
Actually, my colleague said it all. There's nothing left for me. And actually, it's our association, you know, Emirates has been always linked to success. And association with Arabian horses, it was a success. We've seen it growing so fast. I don't think any other, what you call sports, has grown so fast as it happened over a couple of years. Everybody here knows how much it costs to stage these races and to carry horses and so on. So for us, I can't add much to how the future can look like. I think organically is growing faster than anything else. I guess the industry itself, it will decide how the growth should be and how fast it is. We need to measure what the growth we want, or what success or what future we want. As I said, I guess in our view as Emirates, our involvement is here to continue because it proved very good value for money. Industry's expectation is really reasonable because we all know, you know, what you pay for sponsorship is very, very small and irrelevant to the total cost and investment of the breeders and the organizers. But again, adding brands like Emirates and other brands, it will add value and help to spread the name of the Arabian horses and the participation across the globe. I guess awareness is very important. I guess the future, we can see it's going to be bright. Of course, there are plenty of obstacles, but I guess you discussed them over the last 2-3 days. And conferences like this and festival like this, organized by Lara and sponsored by His Highness, help a lot, tremendously a lot. And all what I can say to our participants here, they are lucky to get such support because every other sports are suffering really. So while you get the great support to be together, I guess all what I tell them, benefit from this opportunity because these opportunities nobody knows how long they will last.
Boutros, thank you very much. Mubarak, you're trying to promote, and you do it so successfully, Abu Dhabi around the world. You're increasing the awareness. How can we go forward together with the purebred Arabian racing with the support of Abu Dhabi?
First of all, good morning. I would like to thank His Highness Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed for giving us this opportunity to be here with you. And when I say achievement, this is the achievement. 86 countries in one ballroom. That's great job, Lara. So, you know, our target this year, we have to reach 4.9 million people should stay in our hotels in Abu Dhabi. And there's a lot of work we should do. Countries has very high number outbound in different countries. So these countries we should, with our airline, we should focus on these countries and bring these people, make sure these people stop by in Abu Dhabi. Then through this, becoming as tourists in Abu Dhabi, then these people, they can go by to find out the horse race in Abu Dhabi. So with the horse race around the world, inshallah, we will achieve our target. There is a challenge, yes, but with all these people help, inshallah, we'll reach our target.
Terrific. Well, you're doing a very, very good job, and I know, although I'm not allowed to say this, apparently another Fast and Furious film is going to be filmed in Abu Dhabi because it was so successful. And so to the lady at the very end. Over the years that I've known her, and you will probably all agree with this, I have been so impressed with her level of thinking. And things that I think would never achieve, she has achieved. But now, Lara, the question to you is this. What's going to happen in the future? What are your personal thoughts?
Well, Tomo, first of all, what do you want better than first to get 86 countries, as Mubarak said, to a gathering? This gathering means a lot to the Arabian horse. The vision of our belated father, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan and Nahyan, he was the first one to support Arabian racing worldwide. In Chantilly, it was his first race when he supported them. If you look now, the vision of His Highness Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed, who has been continuing the path of his father, you will see it's a continuity of the same tracking to make the Arabian horse a strong horse related to the thoroughbred. Today, maybe the thoroughbred is stronger, it's faster, but the Arabian horse is a beautiful horse, and it is very, very, very smart horse, and can think and has an identity. He has something different than the thoroughbred. If you look at the balance between both thoroughbred and the Arabian horses with the festival of His Highness Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed and his directives, because as you know, we follow the directives of His Highness Sheikh Mansoor bin Zayed. He's the one that puts on all our tracking, all our path, all our directions. And with his support, we have brought in 86 countries to be involved and Asia to be involved. Asia was a part which was a little bit far away. Asia is part of the Arabian horse. Maybe they do not own Arabian horses, but now they started in Korea. They will start breeding. In Malaysia, it's going to be there. They started a system which is an association for Arabian horsing. If you can see, China is so much involved with us, Hong Kong, Japan, all these countries which are so far and are thoroughbred countries are now typical enthusiasm, to have the Arabian horse in the country. How the festival is growing, it doesn't mean that we have to get a country, it means that we need to add an asset on our portfolio.
Interesting.
The most important thing is to get the real country that has value and can initiate positivity to obtain the Arabian horse or to support the Arabian horse. It's not the quality of, okay, I can get 115 countries, I'm not football here. Football is a mass event and it's a mass sport. This is a typical niche sport, the Arabian racing. It's either Arabian racing or thoroughbred. Maybe thoroughbreds are more, because it's more easier to get a thoroughbred horse than Arabian horse. We're always fighting with lots of issues with Arabian horses, but definitely we are on the path. I'm sorry, the thoroughbred does not have something like this great conference to sit and talk and share and meet people. The thoroughbreds maybe do not have initiatives of getting together and bringing more enthusiasm to the sport. The Arabian horses are different. Your support is very important because we cannot do it without of you. It's every single person of you who is in this place and who couldn't come, and they are watching us on TV or watching us on the web stream. We can say thank you to all of you. Because of you, we are here. Because of you, we're growing bigger. Because of you, it's the continuity.
Well said. You made a very interesting comparison there. Doc, you're talking about football there, mass sport. One of your great loves in life is American football. And we're talking about the thoroughbreds. Sometimes when we go to the races, you know, there are 4 thoroughbred races and 2 Arabian races. Just say, what can we learn from, say, being a football fan, what can we learn from the way they promote their sport to help our sport and to make it more popular to the masses?
The most important thing in any sport, that you should have a champion. Who is your jockey champion in the world? Like in thoroughbred, when you say Frankie Dettori, and how he jumps off the horse when he wins. So for me, that is the champion. And others, like Frankie. In the Arabian horse, we need also that champion to champion our Arabian horse racing. So I think this is one. The other thing is the image of the sport itself, Arabian horses, and the promotion of the Arabian horses. It should start from youngsters, from schools. If we would be able to go into schools and to educate schools, that there are, when you see on TV any race, there are difference between Arabian horses and thoroughbred horses. I myself, I didn't know about what until today, I don't know what are the specifics of the Arabian horses. How do you distinguish between Arabian horses and thoroughbred horses? So this is very important, because when you talk about Arabian horses, you are talking about real horses. When you talk about horses, the first thing comes to your mind, you say, oh, he's an Arabian horses, Arabian stallion. So it's, you know, it's first thing, it's Arabian. It's Arabian horses. The first time I saw Arabian horse, it was with Sheikh Zayed in my archives, that there was a wedding of his son, Sheikh Khalifa, the president, and he was below Jabal Hafid in Alain, and he came to the scene, to the wedding, riding his white horse. So, and with others, of course, other horses. So, and for me, and you know, seeing all these archives, all these photos, I said, why he is riding a white horse and others different colors, and what is specific in this horse, and what these colors mean? Yeah. You know, different colors. Like, are they like us, like human beings? You know, you have black, white, Asian, Caucasian, Europeans, different colors, okay. Or what? So this kind of education, that it should start from the grassroots, and we should have some kind of education and schools in every country for Arabian horses, for training new jockeys. The most important thing for any sport is the challenge for any sport is to run an excellent grassroots programs for in the schools. It should begin in the schools.
Tell you what, if that was in my school when I went, I'd be there first thing every morning. It'd be great. It's a good idea.
I would love to have my kids there.
I would. Yes, I like it.
Yeah.
Sammy, it's very interesting you mentioned there Frankie Dettori. You know, we all look up to someone. We all want something to aspire to. Remember when we were kids, you wanted to be the champion jockey. I want to be the champion commentator. It is a very important point that the doctor's making.
Yes, definitely. You know, this is when people get involved with any kind of sport, they want to be the champions. That's their dream and that's their target. I think the media has done a lot with other sports, I would say, like football, especially like football now. They make people excited before the game, before the match. They show all the players what they have done and what they're going to do and what the game's going to be and how tough it's going to be. And they let people very excited and to come to the stadiums and watch it. This is the most important thing. With racing also, the media have done a lot so far, but we need more. Of course, we are greedy. And I believe, as Dr. Abdullah said, education is very important. And as I mentioned it also in the press conference, and I think if Sheikh Mansour's festival will adopt kind of courses, we could say, every time we come to the kind of this conference, there is like, it's going to be like in classroom, and there is some expertise from here, give people sort of different part of education, like in steward, like handicap, like racing management, for example, starter. We have good people in starting gate can do something. At least people, they get to learn something for the future, because our future people, they are the people going to sit here. These are the people, they're gonna lead the racing in the future. We have to educate them and guide them to the right spot. That's what I believe.
It's very interesting. And Omar, you're opening a brand new racecourse tomorrow. How are you going to get people to visit the racecourse? It's okay building it, it's beautiful, but how are you going to get the people from Marrakesh to go to the races?
Thank you, Derek. Very good question. It's the same question that we have every day for all the race courses, actually, not only for Marrakesh. And as you know, as Lara said, it's a niche sport, so it's not that easy to make people come to the race course. And maybe it's not the case for El Jadida race course, or El Khamisat race course, two other race courses that we have in Morocco, because in this region, you have a culture of breeding, culture of horses and racing. That's easier to make people come to the race course. But in the other race courses, the question is how to promote, but as Dr. Abdullah said, how to educate before to promote. And maybe one of the ways to make people or to come to the race course, maybe is to promote the races in the schools, and to make, for example, is the races is, I don't know, Wednesday afternoon. You can organize some trips from schools and from classes to come to the race course. And when children, and it's the case now in El Jadida, why the people come to the race course, and the affluence is better than the other race courses, because there's kids, they discover. They had discovered the races when they were kids. People they discovered when they were kids. So for them, it's natural to go to the race course, the race day. So maybe we have to promote the races or the racing industry in the schools, and also to make some activities in the race course between races, because half an hour for somebody who doesn't know the racing and he's not passionate and he don't know this industry, maybe it's too long. So maybe to organize some activities around and between the races, maybe that can help to make people come back and to come or come for the first time to see something and to stay and to see the races.
I think that's a very, very good point. Edward, coming back to you. You're a vast company, international company, and we're talking about football. You know, you travel with your wife, who is a very important part of your team. You might not take her to the football because it's sort of a man's sport, you know, I'm not saying that really. But racing, and purebred Arabian racing, you can bring your best clients, the wives, the gentlemen, can enjoy the whole thing, and it's good for business?
First of all, I take her to football because I'm a big football fan. Yes, absolutely. The pedigree of the audience in horse racing is superior. That's no doubt about it. Football, basketball is a sport of the masses. You see people from, you know, the different classes, incomes, backgrounds attending those huge stadiums. In horse racing, from what I see, both in the UAE and abroad, where I had the opportunity to travel and attend races, the sophistication of the horse racing audience is superior. It's a sophisticated audience. It's businessmen, it's successful people around life, investors, people who are doing it as it's an expensive hobby. So your audience is educated, is informed, knows luxury, expects a certain level of service, while at the same time expecting to be entertained. When you go to the horse race, at the end of the day, whether in Europe it's for you know, betting has a lot to do with it. So there is this reward. It's not there to make money. It's like when you go to any betting venue. There's a psychological reward to it, but also the beauty of the race, the environment, the food presented there, the level of service, how important they make you feel. I think the UAE has proven through its model that it knows how to cater to this type of audience. Both in Abu Dhabi and Dubai today, you see the very high level of sophisticated tourism. You see all the football players, the basketball players, the tennis players of this world owning properties, visiting Dubai, Abu Dhabi around the year, because these places make them feel valued, important, give them access to the things that they desire, give them ways to spend their money and get value for it. So, going back to horse racing, the breeders, the owners, everybody involved around it is a sophisticated crowd that expects this level of entertainment, service, exposure, that needs to be present in order to continue to grow and to attract more people into Arabian horse racing.
Very interesting point. Doc, you'd like to add?
Yeah. Okay. It's going into my cheeks. It's very annoying. Well, you know, I have been around different sports. I myself played 4 different sports on a national level. I played football, I played handball, I played track and field for the national team, 200 meters long jump. I played bowling and then invented bowling in UAE. Nobody knew about it.
Didn't you hold a record for bowling? What was it?
Yes, 307 times. So it was
wow.
okay. It was okay.
Wow.
So, you know, every sport has its own requirements, and for horse racing, it's expensive sport. It's not like a football, you know. You can get a football for $10 and you kick the ball all day long. It's very easy, you know. But to ride a horse, you need Khalid Nabuda, you need Hilal, you need Xavier, you need all of these team, you know, to prepare the horse. so you can ride it. So it's not easy. Plus, you need a stable. you know, you need money to buy the horse. So it is not available. It's not accessible to everybody. It's for the elite. How we change this sport from being an elite sport and make them accessible for everyone. This is through schools in each area, in each country. So some countries, they can have, in each town there is one school. But others, they can have for the whole city, entire city, one school. So these are differences, but make them accessible. Plus, we're talking about champions. Why I watch Real Madrid in the middle of the night? Because I want to see Ronaldo. Yes. If Ronaldo is not playing, I'm not going to watch the game. Interesting. Why I'm going to see Messi? Even I don't like Barcelona, but still,
that went down.
But still, I like Messi. You know, still I like Messi.
Love it.
You know, so it. I know you are Barcelona.
By the way, Manchester City are a very good team.
Yes,
Sheikh Mansour's Manchester City, very good team. Light blue.
You know, Aguero. So we, as I said, we need, you know, in this sport, we need champions and we need to promote champions. We know Xavier, we know Chris, we know these, our jockeys, but we need them to be promoted globally. Not only, you know, only with us here.
Spot on. Absolutely. Ronaldo makes things different, makes it alive, makes things happen.
That brings the crowd. So if you want the crowds to your courses, we need to have champions.
Boutros, can I bring you in here? You built Emirates up. Some of your flights are more successful than other flights, say, but more full. So how do you go about it? You know, if people want to go racing, say a race course is an aeroplane. How do you fill it? Do you make the seats cheaper? Do you make the quality better? Do you make it more? What is the thing that puts people onto Emirates Airlines that we could perhaps learn for Arabian racing?
The best service.
Oh, best service.
The best service.
Best service. You're flying first class on the way back. Well said. But Boutros.
Yeah, on the top of the best service. Exactly, we sponsor Ronaldo, so we're in a good family here. He doesn't deserve it.
No, Boutros, no. حبتزعلني منك هلا.
Sorry, Lara.
Messi is Messi.
Yeah, he's Messi.
عنده قطر ونويس.
Messi is Messi. Remember that, dog.
So for us, really, like if it comes to the horse racing, one of the areas where, in general, horse racing has a lack of interacting with the tourism authorities. Because of all the reasons we mentioned earlier, there are a lot of steps they need to be taken in terms of, it's not strategy, but each race course has different appealing and et cetera, et cetera. For airlines like us to be able to package for horse racing, it has to be done on a bigger level, because for us, we seek volume. We don't seek, like, the industry for let's say, Emirates Airline, we carry horses, okay. We carry people to the horses because we have a good product and we have a good network. So the business coming to us, in order to package the business, it has to be in association with other elements, like our colleagues spoke earlier. For example, the social side of it, it's still very poor, because the race itself, it's 3 minutes. You watch tennis, it's 4 hours. So in order to generate the general public, you have to put a lot of elements together. I believe social activities are very good. If you look, you learn from all over other places, whether cheerleaders or fashion show. The beauty of horse racing, it can attract everybody else. Everybody else, especially like if you talk about sponsors, let's say if you have Emirates, the Rolex, HSBC, these guys, they bring their valuable clients. So it's really, it's in the industry itself, and we don't blame them. They focus on organizing good race, bring good horses, bring, organize good, venues and so on. But what they need to know, they need to look at in a bigger view, total view, and understand that they can attract others. Because I think now they believe like we cannot attract everybody else. But if you take example, I always give it, the Melbourne Cup, if you take the Arc de Triomphe, if you take Ascot, these events, they attract people not because they have the strongest horses, because strongest horses, they have their own people, which is whether in betting, they follow them all over the world. But to bring the general, the mass public, and all what you need to go and see Melbourne Cup Day, you have like 110,000 people. Probably 100,000 of them, they have no clue what's happening there. But because they go, because of the activities around it. So it's not difficult, and I think Arabian horses as well has better chance because it's about beauty, and beauty brings every other brand around it and standards.
Very interesting points. It's great this. Mubarak, you're listening to all this. You increased your intake of visitors to Abu Dhabi by 4.9%. Now you've got to increase that again because the pressure is always on you and your team. Having listened to these sort of brains, incredible reaction, what are you going to do? What are your thoughts to getting more people to Abu Dhabi that perhaps we can enjoy in Arabian racing?
See, actually, in the Abu Dhabi Tourism Authority, we want to have position Abu Dhabi on the map to be one of the top destination tourism. Then our job, we should do more exhibitions, more joint marketing promotion with the tour operators, the one who's doing outbound from the same countries. Within our airlines, I said, we have to make sure these countries where we have more potential to packages, for Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is huge, mashallah, it's from Al Dhafra to Al Ain. So a lot of things people they can see there. So we have to promote Abu Dhabi worldwide through our networking, through the festivals, where they did a great job. So there's a lot of things. We have to bring star movie people like Bollywood, Hollywood to Abu Dhabi. So that's also will position Abu Dhabi. Then, with all these partners, airlines, also there we can also reach our target.
Fascinating. I love it, the way you do that. Bollywood, Hollywood. We've been talking about Messi, champions. What are your thoughts after hearing all this?
No,
Laura?
we promoting Manchester City. So this is our job. I'm sure everybody is.
Come on, City.
I'm sure no one will say they don't like Manchester City. Do you? You don't, you?
I love it. It is good. Lara, what are your thoughts at the end after having listened to these sort of suggestions that a lot of people seem to be agreeing with? Can we get a sort of a Lionel Messi type person at the races? Is that silly, or do we need a champion? Do we need it in the schools? What are your thoughts?
First of all, Tomo, the festival already have selected social influencers. Those social influencers are like Messi or Jennifer Aniston in Emirates, Ronaldo or our Messi, which we love a lot. But and if you know, Messi is the face of Expo 2020, my dear Boutros.
Yeah, true.
You forgot him, Boutros, but you will see him a lot now in Expo 2020 because he's promoting the best expo in the world that will be hosted by Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. Today, Tomo, when you have a social influencer, the festival has selected its own. Yesterday we had Lojan Amran, who has come only to promote this World Arabian Horse Racing Conference, to promote every single activity we have done so far. And this is how people would know, because she has around 8.5 million on Snapchat followers, and she has 5.3 million on Instagram. This is something very good for us because, we cannot reach everybody, but there is everybody who likes Lojan would like have more curiosity now towards the festival of Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed, towards the Arabian horses, that has never been before. Like, for example, yesterday when we had this beautiful event in Dar Iman, it's Jam Alfan. It was the concept of all the Moroccan values and traditions. We exposed all the Moroccan traditions from the north to the east, to the south, to the west, in one night, which we maybe went out of the ordinary of His Highness Sheikh Mansour Festival events to a very social, very classy, very thing, to go a very traditional, to show the world on Yas TV live and on our web stream, and with Lojan Amran as a social influencer for Sheikh Mansour Festival. How beautiful is Marrakesh? How beautiful is Morocco itself? And this is how we highlight the countries between United Arab Emirates and the country we go to. So this is how you need to, people need to think about how to expose their brand, which is the festival's brand, the Arabian horse, and itself with the other countries that we are coming to host the events there. This is something unique. This is something that takes a lot of time from our side, because you really need to be careful how to present it to the world. Some people would be so far from you on understanding, okay, what does the jockey do, why he is important, or, okay, this race finished, so what is happening, they didn't understand. It's like when in Formula One they move their head and I just don't understand what they're doing. They're just flipping. I understand it's the most beautiful sport, but for us, for me, as a person, I love horse racing. It's in my blood. It's something that you really are passionate of. So social influencers are important if you want to expose and to grow bigger, because you need their followers to get to know you. Now the trend is the social media. Social media, of course, television is very important. The newspaper is extremely important, but now look at it. We go into our phones. We don't like Al-Ittihad, Al-Bayan, anything we see, we zip, and we see what's happening. In 2 minutes, we're finished with the paper. We do not use anymore the papers. So this is because when you're in USA and you want to know what's happening in United Arab Emirates, you go into the computer and you just look into it. So the future is building up. If you are not fast to cope with the new trend, you will be so far to come around.
Well said. Very interesting, isn't it? I love, this is, wow, we've got some, I must just tell you as well, and I was told before I came in this morning, the Arabian racing season in the UK, United Kingdom, starts tomorrow at Chelmsford City. And apparently, and this is great news, they've had a record number of entries for the first meeting of the new season in the United Kingdom. So that is a very good start to the UK, and that's why a lot of the British people had to fly back for race tomorrow. Listen, these guys are here. They've given up what is very, very valuable time. Who would like to ask any of these guys a question? Because you will never ever get the chance to ask it again. Come on, this guy's hand came up first. Sir, stand up. We've got a lot of time to get through. I'm coming to the top table. Sir, your name?
My name is Dr. Sufyan Al-Alami.
I want to ask Lojan also to come on stage. Come on, Lojan.
Yeah.
You need to tweet us all on your Snapchat. Okay. See?
Oh, here she
this
is.
This is the social influencer of Sheikh Mansour Festival, Lojan Amran.
How are you? You're looking great. Now, come on, tell us what you're doing about today. What are you sending out?
Whatever is happening here, people, they can see it now, immediately.
Where?
Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter.
Lovely. And what sort of things are you sending out first? How do you get 6 million followers?
By the way, they increased. Remember? In
Yes.
San Sanita, you told me, you asked me about the followers. I told you they were 7.
Yes.
Now they are 8.5.
8.5
This is what I
million.
said, Rojan, right now.
Wow.
Exactly.
So how, apart from the fact you're so good and et cetera, how do you get people to come on? How do you do that?
If you're honest,
Yeah,
and
honest.
people, if you're honest, and people believe what you say and what you snap and what you repost, that's it. They will start following you.
But you've got to do something different. But, I mean, you're very beautiful.
Some magic?
What is the magic? Is there something that you send out that gets a better response than something else?
I'm not sure, but I think it's love. It's a matter of love. When people love you,
Love.
they will follow you.
Right.
Yes,
I will
and-
follow you.
Oh, that means you love me. Thank you.
You still did not follow her.
I love it. I love it. Listen, I tell you what. Rather than me sitting there, you go and sit in my seat. Go and just sit down there. Well, we'll go on, do it. Because we have
You will take a
questions
rest?
coming in.
Okay.
Sir, what is your question? Would you please stand up and give us your name? Go on, jump in there.
Okay.
Sir, your question.
My name is Dr. Sufyan Al-Alami. I'm an equine practitioner for His Highness Sheikh Tahmoud bin Zayed Stables in Abu Dhabi. I would like to draw some simple points about the future of the Arabian races and the Arabian racing horse. I think, in my opinion, it would be very important to promote the excellence of the horse, of the sport, and the whole production line. We cannot be different than others if we are just like others. We've got to make the best out of it. And this is starting from the ruling organisms and bodies. We have to have the best rules for this sport. We have to ask the breeders to don't do the mistakes that other animal breeders have done before and promote the best breeding. We've got also to invest in training quality and whatever follows. It is a sport that it is not a mass sport, it's an elite sport. And when we speak about the elite, we can only speak about the excellence. So this is very important for me to ask those gentlemen in here in the panel to promote the excellence of this sport, from the breeding of the horse, to the way of racing, to the communication, to everything else.
Thank you.
So that is my question for everybody and my wish for the future.
Well, that is lovely. Thank you very much indeed. It's superb. Who would like to answer that? Any thoughts on that? Sam, would you like to just respond to that?
Yes, okay. Yes, I agree. We have to.
Moi, j'ai une mission. I have a mission.
Something.
He will answer.
Of course. Please.
Yes, thank you very much for the question. I know your question is very large, and but the most important things now, we have to go back in the racing spirit as what used to be in the old days. People, they go to racing, family, kids, they go to the race day, they spend their time at the races, they enjoy it, and even there is some games for the kids. They can ride ponies, they can do a lot of things during the race day. The whole family, when they go, there is a kids in different age, and these kids, they're gonna hear about jockeys, about horses, about racing, they will learn. I think this is part of the promoting racing and let people go to the racetrack. You cannot, I mean, it's difficult to get person over 20 years old and you tell them, okay, come, now I want you to love racing and to start. It's better to start when they are kids. They start riding, they start go to the races. In the UK, for example, I see very good example in some racetrack. People, they go for barbecue, they go with kids, they had a race day, like full picnic at the races. And I believe this is sort of promoting, and I think many racetracks need to do this kind of things. And then these kids, they are the future people, and I think they're the ones we have to focus in, and the racetrack has to get them in all the time to the races.
It's a very interesting point you mentioned
but
there.
I need to also answer Dr. Sufyan. Sufyan, we have the ISO. Sheikh Mansour Festival has the ISO 2015, which we obtained last year in Poland, which we all need to clap for the festival. And for all of you, we're the only one in the world in racing that has ISO 2015. And this ISO means the quality management. We have auditing every 3 months on us, and trust me, it's not easy thing. There's a risk management and the ISO 2015. And every time we need to cope and we need to come, and they are following us and they are auditing on us, because they can take and remove this ISO from us anytime if we do not abide by the rules and the regulations of the ISO itself. So we are proud of the Arabian racing, because the festival is all of you. It's not only us. We work hard in order to obtain things that people do not have. No one in the industry of any racing in the world, even thoroughbreds, has an ISO.
True. Well done.
Except the festival of Sheikh Mansour.
Congratulations. And it's good. Outstanding.
And
this lady here is a very passionate French breeder. She's one of the top breeders. Madame, your question.
Moi, je suis contente. I'm very glad to be here with you, because I must convince, it's up to us to convince, and it's up to you all to convince and Dr. Abdullah, because you talk about the ball and football. It's just plastic, it's maybe leather, but it has no heart, it's not breathing, it's not living. And the day you will have your horse, you too, Dr. Abdullah, you won't sleep at night. You will go to see him at midnight, at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you will go to see him, and he will reply to you because something marvelous. I don't have any jewels. My jewels are at Montauban, at home, and I will come back, that's for sure. And I would like to thank you, because these youngsters from Sorek, and I'd like to tell others to do as they do, these young people. I do admire you, because what happens here in Marrakesh is something very powerful. First, they would not have come if there was not such a round table organized, and without all the support. Maybe I'm a little bit old, I say crazy things maybe, but sorry, I'm a passionate woman.
Carry on, it's good, it's good.
أنا نحب نتوجه بكل لطف وبكل تقدير إلى
I would like to say with all kindness to my friend Samir Mouni, my wish is that we would all really greet and thank the great Arabian Maghreb, containing Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. We have century-old history in the breeding of Arabian thoroughbred horses. We organize several hundreds of races per year, even in Libya, and in spite of the political instability of the country, there are still races once a week in some regions. So this means that we are asking to the people present here today, and to all the bodies represented, to encourage this activity and to try and attract the largest public. And here, this is a very nice representation of this region, and the Federal Bureau is part of the races calendar. We would like to increase the number of races in our races calendar. Morocco and Sorek have demonstrated the quality of their organization, and we would like to enjoy this in order to raise the number of races. And we created the cup of His Royal Highness Mohammed VI. And in spite of all that, we are only ranking third, but we would like to reach the second rank. And thank you for your attention. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that Mrs. Sawaya will be in Algeria, and the Emirates promoted races in Algeria, so there will be the race of Sheikh Mansour and Sheikh Fatima in Algeria. Thank you again.
You had a, sir.
Yeah, first of all, ma chérie, Marie-Ange,
My dear Marie-Ange, thank you so much.
Marie-Ange, the first thing when they say, Lara says, there is a gathering somewhere, there is a race, the first thing comes to my mind is Marie-Ange. I'm going to see Marie-Ange. Because she adds life to life. She brings life to the place she is in.
She does.
She's a friend of all.
Great.
Thank you very much. You know, His Highness Sheikh Mansoor is leading Young Arab Forum now. And his vision is to bring all youngsters in the Arab world together, you know, to think about what is the best, how can best serve their countries. It's not about, you know, just kicking the ball or riding a horse. It's more than that. What we are doing here is not about one-day race. We have been locked into this room for 3 days. You know? What for? Because we believe in the education. We believe that the success at the track, it starts from here. When you go to school, for the 12 years, first 12 years, you learn what is in the textbook. I bet if any of you will know one knowledge gained from 12 years, you remember something from your textbooks. What you learn is from your experience after that. Sure. When you go to the university, you learn from that. The most important thing in schools these days is not the students or the teacher or the curriculum. The most important thing is the extracurricular activities that you practice after your classrooms. This is the thing that it will shape you, shape your personality for the future. So what Lara's doing is not only about horses, jockeys, and breeders, and running and having, you know, this is very important. But at the same time, there is a message from the United Arab Emirates to the world. It's a peace message, a message that we have all share very common values in life, where we have to be tolerant with each other. We have to be forgiveness. We have to live with each other, no matter of race, religion, or anything else, or color. Mm-hmm. So this is the message of the Highness Sheikh Mansoor.
Outstanding. Sir, we have another question. Sir, would you stand up? Tell us your name.
Ahmed Al-Falasi, businessman and ex-special operation officers. We have in UAE, if we talk about promoting the Arabian horses, we brought from our college where we study in the state a sport called the Jiu-Jitsu. Now, if anyone in the world just put a word of Jiu-Jitsu, will see the UAE, especially Abu Dhabi, known on the world. It starts from Japan, it ends in state, in Brazil state, and it came to UAE. We are all of us ambassador of promoting Arabian horses. All of you, Lara, she can promote and, you know, do all of these things for the Arabian horses. All of us here for Arabian horses. That's why we are telling all the world, come to the United Arab Emirates, where not the real Arabian horses, but we are putting back the Arabian horses on the track. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Well said. We have a French breeder based in Oman. Sir.
Lara, a question to Lara. Dear Lara, what a beautiful conference. What a good board today. Dr. Abdullah Sami did talk about education and problems to import, export horses, go from one country to another. This is my daily problems, daily. You know, 2 weeks ago, I was in Iraq. Last week, I was in Iran. The questions are always the same. Help us to have education, to our jockeys, to our farriers, to all the team. Help us for importation, exportation of horses. How can we, through IFA, through the education, through all these people around the room today, find a way to give to these people from other countries, starting for the future horse racing with Arabian horses, the right people, a farrier, able to teach to local people, a steward, you know what I mean, all these people around. How can we do?
Massive question. Who would like to answer that?
I think I will answer him.
Please.
Jean-Pierre, transportation of horses from one country to another is always depending on the rule of the country. There are some countries that are very strict on their borders and how to import the horses, and some are very easy going. Some are very difficult. We tried when we brought in horses for the Jewel Crown from outside the country to Abu Dhabi for the world's richest poor Arabian horse race. We faced a small issue with some rules because we have rules itself in our country. In order to bring them in, like in the United States, we had to put chips on the horses. Because with the new rules everywhere, you have to have a chip on the horse in order to come to United Arab Emirates and to enter the borders with the plane or through anywhere, through the land. There are some countries, it does not depend on us as main organizers or as IFAR or as anyone, because it depends on the country itself what are the rules of those countries. Iran always, you had Iran, you have Iraq, you have Libya, all those countries, they have also restrictions in their countries itself. So it's not very, it's for training them or for giving them courses, like doctor said, education. This we will speak about it in the workshop. But for the transportations itself, we want, like for example, we work with Equitrans to get our horses in. In order to get horses, it costs too much money to transport them from one country to another. For one single race, the transportation in one country itself has 3 different prices. We bought 3 horses, 3 different prices, and 3 different angles of legislations. Because from one part is different than the other part of the country.
May I answer to you, Lara? I know this, and it's my daily problems. But talk about the GCC countries.
Yes.
There's nearly the same regulation.
Also,
but
there are regulations between one country
to
in the
Qatar,
GCC.
have to go through Emirates,
in the countries of
Saudi.
GCC, I'm with you. But in between the borders, there are legislations and rules from the country itself. This has always been a problem everywhere in transportation of horses.
Yes.
From, like for example, if we want to take a horse to Oman, or the Oman needs to take a horse to UAE, there's always been time to get these horses in.
Yeah, how can we do to make it easier? It's a question of people, connection.
I think
when
we
you know
need
the
to
right
have
people,
next time.
you can connect.
Yes, but what we really need to have next time is to have somebody from those specialists in the conference, wherever we're going next year, in order to bring them in and understand from them what are their concerns when they ban or they put disciplines on us or they put a restriction for a horse not to come or not to come inside the country, or if it takes time for a horse to enter the country.
We have a point coming in, Doc.
Yes, I got your point, sir. I think you're concerned with education. To educate people anywhere in the world, I think there are horses everywhere. Am I wrong? All right. There are horses everywhere. If there are horses in Iraq, for example, we send a team of experts to some area in Iraq or to organize with authorities in Iraq to educate them about horse racing, if that is what we want. So I think it is easy without transporting our horses to there, because what they need is this basic education. They don't need this top level of education as professional, horse racing. So these are some basic educations that we can promote everywhere around the world.
Very good. Yeah. Sammy, just quickly.
Yes, I just need to answer my friend here. He mentioned about the IFAR and also North Africa. First, I want you to hear that from me and everybody here. North Africa has got big parts in our heart, and we know these countries, they are cultures of horses and they have horse racing for so many years. We never consider them, they are out of the game or of the federation. Last General Assembly in October, Libya has active their membership again, and they are member and active. Also Algeria, because a new group comes, because the thing is like, there is maybe a lack of communication when they have elections somewhere and they change the group. We are not aware of that, and then they appear and then they said we are here, but we need an official letter to make sure they are the right people to be in the racing authority and to be sitting in the for example that country flag table. And as you go back to the racing, and I think the Pattern Race Committee in the International Federation, they are doing a great job for the last couple of years. And I think they will focus into racing here in North Africa, and they can upgrade, of course, depends on the horses running on that race. And the last one, I am as a chairman, I love to have in the executive committee one person or one member from each part of the world, because then the problems has come too close and we can see it and focus in it. And that's why, and you are welcome anytime. Thank you very much.
Very good answer. We have a miss. Sir, your name?
Khalid Nabouda. I will be talking in Arabic.
Arab, I'd like to thank His Highness Sheikh Mansoor and Sheikh Fatima. Without their support, we wouldn't have been able to meet in this landmark event. But we, as breeders, whether small or big in different countries, we need to really innovate so that we can provide a product that is appropriate, really, that is up to the level of this meeting. Thank you.
Okay, we have a question coming in from America.
Muhammad Ramadan wants to ask a question.
Where are you? Sir, I do apologize. Please continue.
Hello?
Gotcha.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. في البداية نشكر
We'd like His Highness Sheikh Mansoor really on basis of his directives, really any horse really any horse would like to thank them immensely. I'd like to get clarification from Sarah on the time of complaints, really the time frame whereby we can lodge a complaint. I think second question. We have received prizes from, and it was 10 cars, but right after we haven't received any car under the pretext that they needed. Can I answer this? It's not me who is going to provide answers. I represent the festival of Sheikh Mansoor, the national day, or rather, we are a partner, we are not a sponsor. And currently, with the Sheikh Mansour's festival, it's this very festival that seeks sponsors, and the sponsors that grants the prizes, and it's not us in our capacity as festival of Sheikh Mansour that grant awards. It's the sponsors that really, as long as the festival supports you, whether in Abu Dhabi or elsewhere, as long as the festival supports you, our role really is limited to this, and it's through the festival that offers you a platform whereby we have a partnership with other bodies, and they are responsible for granting awards. And our goal is to try to attract many partners so that they can participate, whether the airlines, the Emirates of airlines or other sponsors. Really, our role is to really track these sponsors so that they can. We give our support, therefore, to the various stakeholders. It can be a car, or it can be something else that is given as an award. The number of cars is not important, and so this is what we aim to do, is to have other forms of support that goes beyond giving cars. And so est-ce que nous pouvons
workshop this afternoon, remember, because these people are
it's okay.
well, you know.
وبعدين هو national archive بيرد عليك بس.
But I would just wanted to clarify the picture, really, giving cars or as in the form of awards. I just wanted to clarify. Today, Faisal, really, with the. So how many?
10%.
اوكي هاد 10% مع ال 500,000 درهم سبق الشيخ زايد يلي تميز. اوكي
This 10%. So you see the parallel angle, and the National Feed and Flour is giving cars. Today you are working with an important sponsor. You are investing money to support more. The indirect support comes through the Festival of His Highness. And so really you see where the parallel and so the sponsor needs to provide you with quite a lot of information today. Really, we are seeking to really get quite a lot of sponsors, and we are planning to go to Algeria. And so, as a response to the question posed by Sami, and so. Algeria needs to send really an official letter, to the IFR, and this is thanks to the Sheikh Mansour's festival. So they in Algeria, they need our support, and therefore we need to really distribute our support really to different parts and this is why we cannot meet all the needs, and more importantly all this we need to state it, and thanks to the support provided by His Royal Highness Sheikh Mansour. Lara has very well explained the reality on the ground, and I would like to say so when we ask something, then they tell us it's not possible to meet your needs. In our capacity as national company, through our partnership with the Sheikh Mansour's festival, we consider festival not an event during which we are really going to get a car or really to make. So for us, the festival is an ecosystem. So what is form of support and material support, logistic support, communication support that we can provide? And it's our partnership with this festival that obeys to a vision of the vision that is chalked out quite clearly, and within this framework, the different types of supports that are provided can be dispatched, whether in the form of cars or whether or plane tickets or many other things related to support. Second thing, Mr. Ramadan. We need to stop you.
Very much indeed. Thank you, sir. We have another question. We will talk later. Thank you. Sir, we have this gentleman wants to ask a question of the panel, and this is going to be interesting. Sir.
Yeah, let's go back of the future of racing. That's the session.
Please stand up.
Sorry.
Yes, you are ambassador of the festival.
Thank you very much.
Let's clap for him.
Look, yesterday the future, like when the session of social media came on, I had this question about how can we attract more people at the races? Because that's the main problem. We won't have any sponsor if we don't have more people at the races. I'm right, sir. Emirates sponsor the festival because it's attracting people. So where is the future of racing if we don't have people at the races?
And I will leave this question to the workshop.
To the workshop?
Yes.
Because someone came yesterday with a very good point, and I have a question for Sorek, or a tip.
For?
For
Sorek?
Yeah. You remember yesterday after the session of the social media, we were talking together,
Yes.
and one gentle lady came to us.
It's true, this.
Her name is Desiree. I don't know if she's here today. She's a bit
our quality management.
She's a bit, yeah.
Control.
She's not close from racing, but she came with one point because we were talking, myself, Tomo, and Richie, saying maybe we should be more open to the public and to present ourselves, to have pictures, selfies, because everyone now is working with them. And she came and she had one question to us, and I think it can help you. Like you say, you promote, you take the kids at the racecourse. But did you ever ask what the public wants at the races? Maybe they are waiting for another service than only watching races.
Of course.
You know? I think that's the future in racing.
Yes.
Please.
Butros can answer you.
We want more cheerleaders.
It's a good line, it is, yes. Well, how do we know what the public wants?
He's totally right. Because when you come to the stadium to see football, sorry, Marie-Ange, to see football or to see another sport, another event, you know why you are here. And you come to the stadium because you know football, you've seen it, you've heard about it. The problem with racing, not everywhere, of course. As I said, for example, in El Jadida or in Khamisat, we don't have this kind of problem. But in other places, we can have this kind of problem. The people don't know what is racing. If we know what is racing, they will, I'm sure, appreciate it. Like I appreciated 8 years ago when I came to this world. And I love it now, of course. But if we don't know it, you cannot came to the racetrack. So maybe you can promote some different things, events around racing. For example, what we are trying also to do in Morocco, we have, you will discover it tomorrow, a horse show. So we organize a horse show. So we are, when you talk about horses to people, they are always very, very open. So horse show, maybe cheerleaders, maybe ponies, maybe some other thing that they need. So and that's why I like the question. The first thing is to know what people want. And when we can answer to this question, we can organize promotion and make people come to the racetrack and discover this excellent and wonderful event.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you give the top table a massive round of applause? Outstanding morning. Incredible. I know we could go on, but we have a timetable. We've overrun slightly. We'll be back in half hour with the workshop when you can ask anything you want. But I think what these people have done today, I think we've all learned so much. Gentlemen and ladies, thank you very, very much indeed. Brilliant. Right, time now.